watching this video, you obviously care about your battery life, which is why I'm here for you. 10 settings on iOS 17 or any iPhone that will help you to double your battery life. Okay, double is a long stretch, but save your battery life. Yeah. The first setting is pressing the sub button. Thanks. The second setting is dark mode. Yeah. So now you see dark mode on iOS, that's excluding the iPhone XR and iPhone 11 and also any iPhone with an LCD panel. Yeah, dark mode on iPhone helps utilize the pitch black background of most of Apple's default apps like the dialer app on the phone, the contacts, the iMessage settings, notes, the rest of them that all use a pitch black background. That's OLED, and the way OLED displays work is that when there is an absolute zero black background, it just turns off the pixels on those parts that are black. Yeah, same goes for your default Instagram app background, although they seem to be making this grayish nowadays, but the ones that still have a black background. Yeah, so dark mode will make a significant impact on your battery life, a positive impact that is. Yeah, so you might want to explore that. Just go over to settings, appearance, and dark mode. Display, that is, not appearance. The next is raise to wake. Now by default, raise to wake is always on in settings and display, but raise to wake goes alongside the other display setting in accessibility, then touch. Yeah, which allows you to double tap the display to turn the display on. Yeah, so why have two different ways to turn the display on when you could just pick one? And honestly, I would recommend picking the double tap to wake, or I think the single tap, because raise to wake works in an annoying way. When you are taking a walk with your phone, each time you swing it keeps waking the display and making it sleep, which is very annoying both to you and your phone and your phone's battery. So I think you should try exploring that option. Go over to settings and display and you'll find this down here. Raise to wake, turn it off. Trust me, tapping the screen to wake is more than enough, it's perfect, it does the job. The next setting is called background app refresh. Now this setting is in general settings in settings. Yeah, settings, general, you see it there. What it does, it makes your apps keep refreshing their contents in the background even when you're not even in the app. And that is unnecessary. Yeah, trust me, I have left that turned on for a week and I left it turned off for a week, and I didn't even notice any significant improvement in using my apps. My apps still look normal, they still load with the time they used to load, nothing big, no changes. Yeah, what background app refresh claims to be able to do is, for instance, let's say you have an Instagram feed or an X or Twitter, Snapchat feed, it refreshes your content in the background when you're not even in the app. But I don't see my content even refreshed. Maybe it does, but I don't even know. Yeah, but what I know is that it takes battery, so turn it off. The next is called push, iCloud push. Yeah, there is push mail, push syncing, push whatsoever. And if you notice, it appears in every single system app in settings. Yeah, when you check the settings of that app, the ones that have some connection with some accounts, either your Gmail or iCloud whatsoever account. So you can check any of them, they all connect to the same setting pane. Yeah, let's use contacts for instance, or not contacts, calendar. Yeah, so you see accounts, when you click on it, you see the push, you see fetch, set it to fetch. Fetch simply checks for changes to like your calendar to sync it across devices. Yeah, and when you put it on fetch, by default it waits till you are on Wi-Fi or even data, but you must plug in the phone for it to take effect, which is very good because you don't really need to keep refreshing and make the phone to keep asking the server anything new every now and then. How often do you update your contacts, and how often do you update your calendar, and how often do you really need those updates to like appear on all your devices and all that, or even get synced to iCloud? Trust me, contacts have the least need to be synced constantly. Yeah, contacts, calendar, notes, the rest of them, you can sync them like every day. Even every day is fine by me. Yeah, so there is no point expending that battery life when you can just turn it off. The next is your haptic keyboard. Yeah, most people are in love with that feature. Trust me, I use that feature and I'm not turning mine off, but nonetheless, it's still going to save your battery. If you're the kind of person that turned it on, it's off by default. Yeah, it's in sound settings. When you see what you want to feel when you touch your keyboard, either sound, haptics, or both of them, I recommend you turn it off. It saves battery because every single click that you click sends some electrical charge to the haptic engine that moves the motor and then makes you feel that haptic feeling. And with all that power saved, that's definitely a plus on your battery life. So you might want to explore that if you need an extra option. Not me though. The next setting involves your wallpapers. Yeah, choice of wallpaper is very crucial because wallpaper is like where you reverse to each time you want to leave an app to and go to like a new app, or even just keep your phone on by default. So I would always advise, if you are using an iPhone with an OLED display, try using a wallpaper that has some parts of it blacked out, or even the whole thing blacked out. Even if it's black and white, just make sure there's a kind of pitch black, because pitch black, like I said before, is going to make the OLED panel shut off the pixels at those black points, which will save your battery life a lot. Yeah, so it's just a suggestion. You don't really have to do that, but technically darker wallpapers will help. Even if they're not completely OLED, that will mean less nits having to be burnt by your pixels. The next is notifications. Now this is very crucial, this is very important, this is very significant. I had this issue when like I was constantly on Twitter and I turned on push notifications for a couple of big accounts, and every now and then I just get a beep on my phone, and you know when your phone makes a notification sound, even if you're not with the phone, it lights up the screen. So imagine getting like 1,000 push notifications, yeah, on Twitter, and then my phone keeps lighting up 1,000 times. That's a lot of screen time being wasted away on notifications alone. So the first thing I suggest is turning your phone upside down when you're not using it, which is not really normal, but it will help to let your proximity sensor turn off your phone screen. Yeah, so it just makes the sound without really having to turn your screen. Or better still, go into settings and turn on notification summary, notification settings. What it does is it gathers all those BS notifications which you don't really need to be informed of right away, and brings them up as one big bundle. You can set either morning, afternoon, evening. You can even set it like 5 times in a day to get those summaries, and trust me, that's one of the best parts. You can even set it to only pack those useless notifications together and deliver direct messages directly to you instantly. Yeah, because those are more time sensitive. You can even set it to deliver time sensitive messages also. Yeah, so that's a very versatile tool you should use to help yourself if you're the kind of person that gets up to like 1,000 notifications in a day. Yeah, the next is locations. When you go to location settings in privacy settings, in your settings, you'll see a long list of notification options which you really use. Make sure you turn off the unnecessary ones. Make sure you leave Find My to on. That should always be on. If not, it's going to like affect the ability of you to find your phone when you need to do that. Hopefully you never need to. And also there is one more setting you check out. It's called significant locations. Yeah, make sure you leave that to off. Yeah, you don't really need that on, because that just takes logs, detailed logs of every single place you visit with your phone that's significant. And also for your third-party apps, make sure the ones that don't really need precise location are turned off. Yeah, you can just give it an approximate location. You don't really have to be precise. That precision takes more battery for your battery. You're welcome. The next is your widgets. Now when you go over to your widgets panel, when you scroll right on your home screen, yeah, or left or whatever, left, right, when you scroll right, yeah, make sure you kick off those ones that are not really needed. Yeah, because by default there are some stacked widgets Apple provides, and also there are third-party widgets. I know most people love third-party widgets, but trust me, those things are constantly refreshing themselves and their code, so even get the latest updates and all that, they are constantly working in the background, and those will eat a lot of battery life. So turn the ones you don't really need off, yeah, and leave the ones you need on. The next or final is cellular settings. Now if you're kind of person like me, you might want to use Wi-Fi, yeah, most of the time. If you use Wi-Fi most of the time, you don't really need to bother yourself about this particular part. But if you don't, if you use data, make sure you only use 5G when you need to use 5G. We all know 5G builds up a bunch of temperature problems, yeah, especially when you use 5G and a phone case that's rubberized or silicone. That's like a recipe for disaster on your iPhone's battery health. Yeah, so make sure you only use 5G. When you need that super high speed download, use 4G or 3G most of the time. Yeah, that's like default usage. And also make sure you don't really set iCloud to always keep syncing with your cellular data. Yeah, that's going to take your battery health and your battery daily usage and all that. Yeah, even if you don't really have to use everything I mentioned, pick the few you know you can actually afford to use, and I believe you'll see some extra battery life. Now comment in the comment section, let me know what you think or what you might want to add or what you feel about the tips I mentioned, and if you have tried them before and they works for you or not. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I had it out.